Hey, I'm not trying to profiteer here, but with everything that's going on with COVID-19 and the recommendation that you do social distancing, one way to accomplish that is to do some work on your own car rather than having to go into the mechanic and deal with them face to face and risk of spreading. So um, this is one way to stay at home and get some stuff done and avoid going out in public. And also, your mechanic is just trying to rip you off anyway. So this video applies even if there is no disease still spreading. If it gets contained, this video is still relevant because it keeps your mechanic from ripping you off. Also, and not only ripping you off, but if you try to do your own work and you go in, your mechanic insults you, criticizes you, belittles you, tells you you put the wheels on backwards. I could have had him change the winter tires for $20, but now it's going to cost me $700. Or telling me that I only put half the amount of oil in and I put the wrong filter on, which, I mean, half the oil is cars. It's not an exact science. So, but the problem, I mean, it's not really my fault. I thought those little containers those containers that have oil in them, I guess they're about like that. I thought those were gallons, but it turns out those are quarts. So there's 4 quarts in a gallon, and so I should have only put 1/4 of the oil in, but then I also made a mistake and thought that the car took 8 quarts of oil instead of it really only took 4. So, no big deal. But that's just a reason you can do stuff at home. So today what we're going to do is learn how to put your own filter on the car so that you don't have to pay a mechanic to do it. And the first thing you need to do is go to the car store to buy a filter that asks them for a filter. Remember to write down what kind of car it is because they won't sell you a filter if you don't tell them what kind of car you have. The next step is to get everything laid out on your workbench and get your tools and everything and get ready to do the installation. All right, so here we got our tool bench. This is the premium filter. You get your toolbox and your wrench and there's not much. There's just a wrench in here, screwdriver, and your filter, and pliers, and this. The next step is to get up under the hood. So here we are under the hood. Open up your filter. And this is what it should look like. I'm going to turn the light on. It is awfully dark under here. Can barely see. Turn on this overhead light. Actually, the light is on. It looks like. Oh, it's one of those freaking LED crap. Look at that thing. It's on and I can still barely see under the hood. Those things are more expensive and they're less bright. They have a way lower wattage than your standard bulb. So I guess I'm shit out of luck as far as that's concerned. But anyway, we'll deal with the hand you're dealt. So the next step is just to figure out where the filter goes. So you're just going to look for, there should be a container, something about this size under the hood here where this would go. This was my first guess, but it's way too big. That doesn't go there. I'm thinking maybe here. If this comes off. This is a screw. Screw that on. This here is the plug-in. tapers too much. This almost looks right, but it's got this cut in there. I don't see any. I don't know if there's instructions on the box here. But there's no other instructions in the box. I don't know how. I mean, that's the whole conspiracy of the mechanic lobby, is they won't put instructions in boxes, and then you got to figure it out yourself. Actually, I could use the internet. I'm gonna in a second. I'm gonna check out. Let's check out on YouTube here. If someone tells you how to put in a premium filter. Let's see here. No dice on that search. Information on how to do this seems to be behind the paywall or something. So for this instance, I guess I will need to go into the mechanic, but I'm gonna watch him do it, and I can maybe stay tuned for the next time I do this video. I'll watch my mechanic do this, and maybe I can do this next time. So see you in 30,000 miles.